Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, it's for you. Remember, they're general readings. Use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, you know that Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. Your key to the week is the Magician card. So technically this card is actually your card, or one of them at least anyway, because the Magician card is Mercury, your ruling planet. So in a lot of ways this week, not only is your communication on point, but whatever it is that you're sharing with the world, it's being heard, it's being seen. You are communicating clearly and effectively. This might also be a week where you have the power, not that you don't anyway, but you have the power to really affect some sort of big kind of change in your life. Another way that this also potentially shows up for you, and you know, because it is Mercury, we've got to call a spade a spade. This week you might need to be aware that some of the, there's potentially some sort of trickery out there in the world that's shaping up for you. All right, so you just need to watch out for this as well. In terms of your actions and options, you've got the Knight of Cups. So when it comes to anything that you are putting out into the world, anything that you're sharing, anything that you want to deliver or offer to somebody else, make sure that you are clear on what that offer is. And also, whatever you are sharing with the world, it seems to have weight, right? In terms of the options that are available to you, you might find this week that a lot of people seem to want to rally to your cause, which is great. Just make sure that they're the kinds of people that you want to rally to your cause. All right. For your communications and conversations, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Love this for you, right? I absolutely love this because it means not only is the communication flowing, but things start to get easier. You might have noticed that things were a little bit tense. Maybe they were a little bit intense. Maybe conversation hasn't flowed as much or as you would like it to, or wanted it to, or needed it to. But this, in a lot of ways, it does mean that you are you're seeing it shape up and take form in a way that feels good to you. All right, now when it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Cups means that the way that you are digesting the information and sharing it, it potentially has, one, a community feel to it, and two, it means that where maybe you've had problems or issues trying to get people on board previously, this time you won't have that problem. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, the Wheel of Fortune is lovely because it means that there are opportunities flowing to you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, with the Magician card, this is like the results that you've already set out into the world start to show up this week, and you are sowing what I would consider fertile seed, right? So not only are you getting results from prior actions this week, but you're also seeing there are new things coming in. There are new opportunities shaping up for you in the here and now. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is you getting to see what all of the hard work was actually about. This is where something starts to take off. It starts to see the world. It starts to really expand or grow in some way. It also, it sees you sort of really starting to understand in a lot of ways what your business is here to do in terms of its service. All right, so I absolutely love that for you. Yeah, fantastic. And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, the Wheel of Fortune is always a change in your luck. But with the Magician card here as your key to the week, it's also a change in your demeanor. There's something here where it's like how you meet the world is starting to shift, and that creates a lot of ripples for you. For your love and relations, you've got the Five of Cups. Doesn't always have to be that you and your significant other are breaking up, or your partnership isn't going anywhere. But the Five of Cups is a loss card. It is a mourning card. It's one of grief and strife and loss. And so when it shows up in the relationship sphere, maybe something that you and your partner had wanted to work on together or collaborate with, maybe it doesn't get off the ground. Maybe it doesn't go where you wanted it to. Another way that this also potentially shows up, especially because you've got the Knight of Cups here, this could be something that maybe you had proposed to your partner, not necessarily like with a ring, but although for some of you that could also be the possibility. It's like something that you had planned to do with your significant other as a collective. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it either doesn't work or it doesn't go where you would like it to. What I would say to you then is wait, right? Especially if this is something that you want to initiate now, give it some time, give it some space, give it some breathing room before you go in for this. And maybe, just maybe, it's not the right time for this. And a part of the reason might be your personal success, certainly in terms of the work and all the rest of it, could be going really well. And so there's a possibility here that it's not even so much that there are sour grapes from the partner, it's more a case of something works for you, and therefore it means that you're not going to be able to put into the relationship from here on in. For those of you that are single and looking to mingle, look, you've got this opposite the Magician card. There might be like a dating or a flirting situation, maybe you've got a flirtation going on or whatever, and through that you might come to realize this week that your expertise or your success even might be a little bit, sorry to say, but a little bit off-putting to a potential partner. I don't agree that that's right. I'm not saying it's right or wrong or whatever. I'm not weighing in on it like that. But what I am saying is, some people can't handle, like, call a spade a spade. There are some guys out there that can't handle a very successful woman. It makes them feel emasculated or, whatever. And it may very well be that something about your brilliance just kind of, that maybe they're like, oh, right. So I can give you an example as well. Maybe a skill that you demonstrate or something that you show you're passionate about could put someone off. So I'll give you an example. I never forget this. Years ago, I met somebody online, and we were talking and bantering back and forth, and I remember saying to them, oh, your eyes tell a story. And obviously I'm very intuitive, right? We hadn't really been talking that long, so it's not like, they shared something with me that was about their past or their history or whatever. And I remember him saying to me, oh, well, what do they say? And so I kind of, in all of my intuitiveness, just kind of blurted all of this stuff out in like a series of messages. And he was like, oh, he got really flustered about the whole thing, and he was like, it's really accurate, but it's actually quite creepy. And that was it. I had another person. Oh, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm an astrologer, tarot reader, numerologist. Block. we didn't even get the possibility of a date, right? None of just straight up block. I'm out. So there might be something, and it's not, don't take it personal, right? It is personal because this is potentially somebody that you want to date or whatever, but there's something about your brilliance that makes them uncomfortable. Fuck them. You can do way better than that anyway. All right. So before we get into your money and materials, the Lunar Lacuna, if you want to get your space, you can do that on the link in the description box below. As you've probably seen now via YouTube, on the YouTube community tab, make sure you check that out. You're going to see like all of the snippets. It's going to answer all of the questions that you have about this wonderful thing that I'm calling the Lunar Lacuna, and it would be lovely to have you along. The other thing that I wanted to mention as well is you'll see the launch video, which you'll have seen here on YouTube. You will have seen, there's also a link in the description box below as well. So all of the things, all right? For your money and materials, you have the Star card. Potentially making money through radio, TV, film, Maybe there's something that you want to launch or release into the digital sphere that ends up doing very well. The other thing with the star card, remember this is a glimpse into the future. So something that you set into motion this week, some result that you have, could really create some kind of financial boost or blessing. And with this, it's like you get a little taster of how things can be when your stuff is out there really sort of doing the thing, as it were. So all in all, I gotta be honest with you, I really love this star card. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is absolutely going to be your nervous system. There's a lot of energy here, right? So you've got to find a way to ground yourself. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, the star card, especially with the magician, could literally be like a new piece of tech kit. This could be a new computer, a new laptop, a new phone. There's some kind of new tech that's coming into the home that aids or supports technology. For those of you that have had problems or issues with your internet, this could be a week where it gets fixed. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a great week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.